episode 61 of Off Script with Trish Glose, intimate interviews and fun conversations with very interesting people. In front of my mic today is Amy D Costanzo. Hi, Amy.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fantastic, thank you.
I just saw you a couple of weeks ago. I start a lot of these podcasts off with, I saw you at a winery. It's just my life.
Southern Oregon.
I saw you at Dancing, a few weeks ago. I think it was Father's Day.
Yeah, it was Father's Day.
Okay.
Very stressful.
And you said, I didn't know you were going to ask all those questions. I need a drink before I come on this podcast.
Well, I was going to stop by Honeysuckle because they have the best mimosas and just bring one for you and I, but probably not a great place to
Honeysuckle Cafe right next to your store.
Yeah, they just opened. They took the place of my parents. But
Yes. Okay, so I actually met you at, what was it? So Humane.
Yeah.
Toast for Tails.
Yes.
You were sitting at my table.
I know. It was super fun.
It was so fun. We did not expect to get so teary-eyed, or at least I did.
I did. I bring tissues. I'm like a little old lady. I have tissues stuffed everywhere. This bra is all tissue, just in case.
They were showing videos of doggies that got adopted and
don't get me started.
dogs that had it was like the end of their line and then they were saved, and I look over at you at one point and we're both like just tears welling up.
It doesn't take much for me. Actually, it's funny you say that because the necklace I'm wearing.
Yes, I noticed that.
For years I've been trying to make this necklace, and I finally found a local designer, Lainey, and I'm like, I went to LA, I went everywhere. Nobody will make this necklace because they couldn't make it so thin. Her and I collaborated the last year, and now it's an exclusive. It's only sold at Papillon Rouge, and all the profits go to So Humane.
I want one.
Yeah, they come in silver and gold, and just thinking about it, it's my way of raising awareness as a boutique owner. I'm like, I gotta do something, we have a voice, and...
You do have a voice.
Yeah, so I want to use it.
And you're a huge animal lover. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Kind of like me. We'll talk about that. So I didn't actually say who you are. You are Amy D Costanzo, but you are the owner of Papillon Rouge Boutique and Strada Boutique.
Correct. With my partner, Eric, I should
yes.
mention that.
And this was, these are two, clothing boutiques. You sell jewelry, handbags, stuff like that.
Shoes, everything.
Right. They're both located in Medford?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, one's right here, Ross Stanley Drive, and then the other one's North Phoenix Road on the other side of town.
Right, exactly. We're going to talk about that too. I had to look up Papillon. That means butterfly.
Yeah. When I moved out at a really young age, and one of the first things I did was get a tattoo of a butterfly. Of course, because we're young and stupid.
Right.
But, and it just means freedom and prosperity and beloved. It means so many good things. So that was always my thing. But my dad was like, why? Why you do it in French? You need to do it in Italian. And I'm like, that sounds stupid. Farfalle? Can you imagine me?
That's what butterfly is? And isn't that the pasta too?
Yeah, exactly, because it's shaped kind of like
a butterfly.
Bow
tie butterfly.
Yeah. So I can do that.
That's hilarious. So, a lot of people do know your family, that name. Yeah. Anytime someone says D Costanzo, it's like, are you related to Venny? Both the Vennys?
And if you say you know my sister, that's usually not a good thing.
Your sister is a badass.
I know. And I did have a thing at the store the other day that she did know my sister from meeting her at work.
Yeah.
So
your sister works at the jail.
Yeah, she's a sheriff.
So yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, if you've met, it's Julie, right?
Melissa. Yeah.
Dang it.
That's okay.
If you've met Melissa, then you're probably in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start from the beginning. Where are you from originally?
Westchester, New York, or Portchester, New York.
Okay. You grew up with how many siblings?
Just one brother and one sister, and that was enough.
That was enough. Vinny's the oldest, right?
Yeah, I'm the baby.
You're the baby. Mm-hmm. Makes a lot of sense.
So I get treated like the baby. I still get introduced as the baby.
Do you really?
Yeah. My mom's like, this is the baby. And my sister will be like, yeah, this is the baby of the family. And I'm like, I'm 42 years old.
Right, I'm not a baby.
No, and I'm gray.
There is a little bit of sweetness to that, though.
Oh, I do like it. I do it. And I love being mothered.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, if I'm sick, sad, whatever, you want to hug me, you want to, cuddle me, I'm okay with that.
When I visit my mom, there's something about her doing my laundry that just feels so comforting.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I love it too.
I love my mother, yes.
So, your dad, I've met him once. They're Italian Americans.
Yes.
Both of them, right?
Well, Dad's Italian.
Dad's Italian.
He moved to New York when he was like in his early 20s, spoke no English, opened a restaurant, and then that was it. And then that's what he did for the next 50 years. And then my mom's very much Italian, and then a little bit of some other things.
Okay. So are all of the stereotypes we hear about growing up in an Italian-American family, are they true?
Kind of, like Monday night dinners, we still to this day do Monday night dinners.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody?
Yeah, well, it's usually me, my sister, my mom, my dad. It's always the four of us for sure. And then if we go back east or something like that, then it's everybody.
It's everybody.
Yeah. But back east, back in the day, it was so loud. I mean, we'd have like 4 uncles, like all these cousins, and if the louder they get, they just mean they like you. That just means, it's more of an endearment thing than it is like they're mad at you. Which when my dad moved here, that was hard for him because people didn't understand that. Yeah,
it's loud. It's abrasive.
Yeah.
Vinny actually told me that. If it's loud, it means that's, you're part
having
of the
a
family.
good time. They're comfortable with you, and it's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah. So they don't get as loud anymore because it's just.
So how long did you live in New York then? Did you go to school there?
Yeah, I graduated. It was like a week after I graduated high school. I moved to California.
Really?
Yeah. I was just like, please.
You wanted out.
Yeah, I just I hate being cold, so like even right now I'm a little chilly, and I just needed, I don't know, I was always that person, and my parents were amazing. They were the best parents I could have ever hoped for, and even me saying, Mom, I need to leave, and they're like, what can we do to help? They were always supportive of anything we want, even if it might have been a little stupid. They were like, well, you have to learn, and so I did it, and my mom even flew out to California with me to make sure I wasn't living in like the ghetto or anything. And it was great, and they wanted to help me financially, but I said no, I gotta do this on my own.
Really?
Yeah, I was making $4 an hour.
Dang.
At 3 jobs, and decided to go to cosmetology school because what was I gonna do? I need to better myself. I can't just work these whatever job.
So hold on. So going back a little bit, your family had restaurants while you were growing up. What was that like growing up with like a family who had a restaurant?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, I didn't see my dad as much as I wanted to because Mondays was his only day he had off.
Right.
And then he'd work from like 11 in the afternoon to like 2 in the morning because it was New York. Things were open later. But man, did I eat well. Yeah. Like when my mom wanted to cook at home, I was like, ugh. Really? Can't we just go to Dad's, please?
Go to the restaurant. So Dad's clearly the cook in the family.
Yeah. My mom's good, but she cooks American. But when my dad cooks, it's Italian, so she's good, but we.
Yeah. Is he still cooking?
He is.
I know he says he doesn't have the restaurant anymore, but does he still cook at home?
Oh yeah. He cooks all the time. My mom usually does the lunch, and my dad usually does the dinner. And they're so cute together.
So you move out to California right at 18?
Yeah, I was 17. I don't think I was 18.
17. What jobs did you have?
Oh my God, I worked at a gym, which was, I may look like I'm in shape, but I'm not. The gym is the last place I want to go, ever. And so I worked there, which was out of my realm. I was a hostess at a restaurant, of course. That's what I knew how to do.
Of course.
And then I cocktailed.
That's where the big money came in, or
yeah, they thought I was older, but I wasn't. Back then, it was different. It was, you just take somebody's word for it. I was good though, so they were okay.
You had to be 21.
I think you have to be 18.
Okay. Because I know the laws changed. Yeah.
It was 20-something years ago. It's so crazy to think about that.
But that is where you make cash. When I worked at this, money. I think it was literally called The Hole, and it was a whole. No, I'm sorry. All my UNR friends are like, what are you talking about? It was called The Wall, but it was a hole in the wall. It was seriously just like
I love those though.
Sorry, it was gross. It was a gross place. But I made so much cash there being like a cocktail waitress.
Yeah, I would do it again.
I would too. If KTVL would let me, I would serve on the weekends.
At a winery.
Yes. That'd be my clothing allowance. So what did you want to do then? Why did you go to California?
So I looked, and I was going to surprise you, but with all the moving and stuff, I found an essay I wrote in high school. This was when I thought I might go to college. And it was all about, that they want to know what you plan to do in your life. What's this? And it was all about owning my own boutique.
Shut up.
In that, I wrote, you figure I graduated at 17. It was like 15 or 16 that I actually wrote it. Yeah. It was so crazy. It was like, and it was all handwritten in this awful handwriting.
That's pretty precious.
I know, and I was going to bring it for you, but it got put in a box, and I don't know where it is.
It's all good.
Yeah.
You have that memory that you found it, that you were going to own a boutique.
Yeah.
At the time, though, when you were 17, did you think you were working towards that goal, or were you just trying to survive?
I was just in survival mode, like paying bills, car insurance, rent, feeding myself. I remember when I finally got my first manicure job, and I would go to Ralph's, I think it was right there, and all I could afford for lunch was Jelly Bellies, which I finally met the owner of Jelly Bellies. She came in the shop and I told her the story. I would just get like a handful of Jelly Bellies and then, I don't even know, something to drink or whatever, and that's what I ate for lunch because I had no money.
Dang.
Yeah, and so, God, I miss those days though.
You went to cosmetology school?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
I put myself through that. That's when I did. So I had the 3 jobs and I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do? And I did nails in high school. I would just do people's nails. And so I was like, okay, well, I kind of always wanted to do that. So I did that. And then when that was done, I got a job. I pestered this lady. Oh my God, I'm like, you were going to hire me. And she did. It was good. I stayed there for a couple of years and then moved to Arizona.
Okay. So at this time, though, are you thinking like, yeah, I could do this. I'm going to do nails professionally. Yeah. Or is this just a step to get me somewhere else?
No, I just thought, yeah, I could do this professionally.
Okay.
Yeah,
so what was in Arizona?
Well, so I was kind of a nomad. And so my sister called. She's like, I got into ASU. Come live with me. I'm like, okay. And I was living with a boyfriend at that time who I really needed to get away from. It was one of those situations. He followed me from New York. And I'm like,
Why? Like, unless it's like a mutual, like, yeah, come and live with me in California. I mean, why do they follow?
I don't know. It was stupidity all the way around. It's teenage hormones.
Well, I was gonna say you were also 17 at the time, so you're forgiven for that.
And it did get lonely out there, so I wasn't gonna be like, no,
Right. It is nice to have someone, even if it was this dude, rather than no one. So your sister is working in Arizona?
No, she had gone to UConn
gotcha.
after college, and that didn't work out. So she got accepted into ASU, and they had this like off-campus housing. Yeah, off-campus housing. I knew nothing about it. Okay, I thought we were gonna have our own place. So she's like, move with me. I'm like, okay. I literally got a U-Haul, put it on my Jeep, hooked it up and put whatever I wanted in there. I took one cat. We split the cat in the whole, custody battle. There were 2 cats.
You and the boyfriend?
Yeah.
You had 2 cats and you took one, he took the other?
Yeah, and it breaks my heart because I, to this day, still wonder what happened to that cat because I highly doubt he kept it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, anyway, I hate to think about it.
We're not going to talk about that, yeah.
And then I just did it. I just drove to Arizona, and when I got there, the place was the Commons on Lemon. Most people will know that if I say it. You had roommates. And I was like, hell no. I'm sorry, can I say stuff like that?
Yeah, you can say.
I am not. I just live by myself in my own apartment. I am not having roommates. But all this stuff happened, and I had to end up staying. And yeah.
Okay. And so how long were you in Arizona?
Oh, for a while. I moved from Arizona here. That's where Eric and I met.
Oh.
And then we moved here to open the store.
Did you say you partied too hard?
So bad. Ask my sister. She was the one. I decided I'd go to Scottsdale Community College just to, because I do believe in further education. Like
yes.
I don't care what it is. If it's a class here, a class there, you need to
keep learning.
Yourself. Keep learning. So I did that, and I would go out all night and get dropped off at school in the morning and just go right to class. It was so bad. And here my sister was going to ASU, like the biggest party school, and I'm the one on her campus partying.
Nice.
And she's studying. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, it's so much fun.
That's amazing.
So
my mom said, and they actually, when you enrolled in my school, they say, every night of the week you can find a party. Every night of the week the library's open. Yeah. And I was like, why would you go to the library at night? That's so weird.
I know who does that.
Yeah. Smart people.
Yeah. Lawyers, doctors. Yeah. I get it.
Those people who are killing it right now in life. They went to the library at night.
I've watched way too many horror movies. I think I'm going to get killed. If I
go
to
the library?
Yeah. So, stay away from that. Bad.
There's the PSA for the kiddos. Stay out of the library at night. Surround yourself with people who are partying instead.
Right, they're looking out for you.
Exactly. Did you have fun, though?
it was a really good time. Yeah. I mean, it had to end because I don't know where I'd be if it didn't. So that's when I met Eric.
Okay.
And even when I met him, he can attest I was partying way too hard. And then we just got married after like a month or two or something.
You guys met, you knew each other for a month and you got married.
We got engaged. And then
okay.
I think it was like within 6 months
And then did you move up here after that?
So we lived in Arizona. This is terrible. I should know this. 8-9 years or something.
Oh,
like that.
okay.
Yeah, we bought a house. Did stuff like that. His family's out there. So
gotcha.
then I always wanted my own store, obviously.
Well, what were you guys doing at the time for
I
work?
was managing actually I was working at the Billet Bar, which was a biker bar, which was awesome though. It was such a fun place to work. I was hooked on. And then I managed Smoothie King. I was known as the smoothie queen across the valley.
Nice.
Yeah.
Were you in commercials?
No, he didn't really. Back then, it was so different. You know how like all the local people do commercials, and all their social media and stuff like that. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Like not a lot of small places did stuff like that. But it was just funny because if you talk to anybody, because I've always been in sales of some sort, so people kind of knew me and where I was. And so yeah, I did that, and then I got a managing job at a boutique. And then that was when it kind of all transitioned, because I was like, okay, I'm doing everything for this lady, which I didn't mind, but not getting acknowledged or recognized or anything. Right. And so we would just talk all the time. He was like, you need your own place. And I was like, yeah, but I'm really respectful when it comes to business. I will not work for you, then open something right there. You know, if here I learn all this stuff and I'm taking it and being your competitor, I don't think that's okay. So we were like, where can we move? And my brother had said that this was a great place to live. And
Southern Oregon.
And so he was going to Hawaii or taking a trip or something, and he asked Eric to come just watch the restaurant for, I don't know, a week or whatever. Right. And Vinny was thinking about expanding at that time next door. And so he had this spot kind of like, it was like he was teetering what he was going to do. And then so Eric saw it and talked to Vinny and all this kind of stuff, and he's like, well, I'm not going to do anything yet, so if you want it, you can have it. And
so this was the space right next to Vinny's.
Where Papillon is now.
Wow.
Yeah, and so Eric called me and he's like, what do you think? And I was like, oh God, I don't know, you know, because I moved so much and I wanted some stability. And next thing you know, he calls me and tells me to start packing. He found a rental and we're moving and doing it. And I was like,
wow.
Oh my God.
He kind of bit the bullet for you.
Yeah, I do jump, but as I got older, I kind of didn't do it. You know, I think a little bit too much. So yeah, he's like, let's just do it. And I was like, oh my God, okay. And so I did. Just started packing the house. And
so how did you, and you guys did this together, you and Eric. How did you this is what amazes me about boutiques like yours. Like, how do you know what to put in here?
You kind of don't. And I think I didn't know, because I don't know what my clientele is going to be. I don't even know Southern Oregon, you know? Right. So I just did what I could, and I think it was more me listening to the people who came in and talking to them and building relationships, because, I mean, one of my very first clients, she was in her late 70s at the time, and she was one of my best. She's now really elderly, but, you know, I built such relationships. Everybody that comes in knows me. You know, when I had a new girl and she's just, you know, I was trying to train her and explain things to her, and she's like, but it's easy for you because you know everybody. I'm like, no, I don't. She's like, well, you seem like it. Yeah, because when people walk in, I'm Italian. You're family, right? Like you with the questions. Yeah. I'm like that at work.
You with the questions. Hey, you with the questions.
I'm the same way. So I think oh my gosh, people would come in and tell me I was going to fail.
Really?
Oh my God. Because they look at me and they're like, oh my God, if you're going to plan on dressing people your size, you're never going to work here. People here are larger, blah, blah, blah. I would cry once a week at least, because I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to fail.
Was there also a concern that this was a smaller town and this was a boutique and it just didn't fit?
Yeah. Oh, well, that's what people say too. You can't charge these prices and blah, blah, blah. And it's funny because if people really think about it, Nordstrom's, I think it's St. Paul or St. whatever. There's all these boutiques, Kitson. Anyway, there's just a ton of them that carry the same thing, and actually they might price it more than I do. And I do suggested retail or below. So they survived.
Yeah.
They started small and worked their way up. And just because I'm in a small town, I don't think people here are small-minded. I think they have bigger visions, and I think people were cutting down Medford, and I'm like, no, I think it's more than you think it is. I think people here have style, taste. They want good quality, and so I just had to keep. You know, you look at yourself every day in the mirror, and you have to keep telling yourself that. And I just did, and kind of just built my clientele little by little by little by little, and learned what everybody liked. And I'd always, like, when I go to market, I'm like, okay, Letitia would like that. That's so Pat.
Nice.
You know, so I have people in mind so that when they do come in, I could be like, hey, look what I got.
Did you consider yourself, when you opened this store, that you were high fashion? Did you think of yourself, like, as a fashion girl?
I still don't.
Really?
I'm not. Anybody who knows me, I don't need the latest. I don't need the super high end. I don't need that. I just want to feel good in what I'm wearing. I want to feel pretty. I want it. I'm still not like that. Like, the people that come in, they don't like, I want the latest. What is the latest trend? That's not what I'm serving. I'm serving, I want to just fit everybody's body. I don't want what's trendy. I want what's going to look good on you. I want classic styles. And so that, I think we're going into 17 years. And I think that's how I've lasted, and other places have come and gone, because they do the trendiness, and you're only going to get a handful of people who want that.
You are.
So I want, like, Theory and Vince and all that, they will do some of the same styles. They'll throw some trendy stuff, but those are the people that I want. I want the people who want things in their closet for 20 years.
Right, right. At the time, have you found that also over the last 17 years that you, which is funny, I've been here for 17 years. That means you opened your store right when I moved to Medford.
Isn't that many?
That is funny.
Like 2003-ish.
Yeah, I moved here in 2002.
Yeah.
Do you find that you've had to adjust what you're buying for the store, or is it, for the most part, steady Eddie?
I actually should put more thought into that kind of stuff.
But
I don't know.
Don't?
I just go to market, and
What's market? When you say that, what does that mean?
So market's like 4 times a year, maybe 5. It's like New York, LA, Vegas. I just do LA because it's easy. Hop an hour and a half, and I'm going. And last time I went to New York, I did get to see family, which was awesome, but it took me a whole day to get there and a whole day to get back. And I can't leave my store. I'm there full time on the floor every day, so I can't do that. But so yeah, and then there's like the LA Mart, there's California Market Center, Jerry Building. There's like 4 buildings, and there's 13 floors and a million showrooms on each floor and a million lines in each showroom. So when I first started, it was so overwhelming. Like,
yeah, I bet.
You don't know what's good quality. You don't know what's going to sell. You don't know any of that stuff. So I kind of went, and that's where Dominique, that's the lady I worked for before, I kind of just remembered what I learned from her. And there were some lines that we carried that I loved. So I was like, okay, I'm totally okay. So I started there, and that gave me a handful of lines. And then I kind of just branched out and tried new things. And still to this day, I don't budget.
Really?
Have you come in? Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff in my store. It's like, and then the back room is like a whole other store. So people are always like, I want to see what you have back there, because I'm always pulling things out for people.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you essentially go to this place, and it's like, ooh, I like these jeans or shirts, and I'm gonna order a certain amount from them.
Yeah. So they do, like, I just came back last week from work.
Okay.
And we were writing 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, and some of people had January too. And so they'll have racks, and you just go through. This is all 9:30 delivery, 10:30 delivery, and then I'll pick what I like. We put it up, and then I'll size it and stuff like that.
Fun.
And the hard part is everyone's like, oh, you get to order everything for yourself, and I'm like, no, I have to order like at least 4 to 6 of something. It used to be 10 to 12 of jeans, so I can't just order one. And why would you want to? Then I'm gonna wear it and be like, I want that. And then I don't have it in the store. So, yeah, so I have to make sure whatever I wear, I have in the store.
Really?
Yeah, it's hard getting dressed in the morning, because people will be like, oh, I want that. And then if I don't have it,
I got this t-shirt at Walmart.
Yeah, I have literally sold clothes off my back.
No way.
Yeah. People will be like, well, I really like the one you have on. And I'm just like, as long as I haven't worn it a ton of times, I don't want to give them something nasty, and I don't sweat. But, yeah, no, I went to, it was all about, do you remember All About Bags?
Yes.
Okay. I love that event. I mean, it still costs us so amazing, but that was one of my favorites. And I wore a strapless yellow Betsy Johnson dress, and the lady's like, "Oh my God, I love it!" And it was one of my favorites. First day I ever worn it. And she's like, "Are you going back to the store after this?" I was like, "Yeah, I gotta go work." And she's like, "Okay." So she comes back and she's like talking me into selling it to her, and I did.
No way.
I just went and put on whatever I was wearing before, and sold the dress.
You sold the dress that you were wearing.
Yeah. Hey,
well,
everything's for sale.
It sounds like the gal who bought the dress from you needs to work for your store. Because,
right. She talked me into it. I know. I don't remember. That was 12 years. I don't even know. That was so long ago. Maybe more than that.
Do you remember the clothing store, The Limited?
Yes. My God.
I worked there in high school.
Oh my God. I did too.
Did you really?
I was on Greenwich Avenue because New York and Connecticut are right there. They like kiss right there. And I worked at Greenwich Avenue. I think it was The Limited. Yeah.
The Limited, they owned Abercrombie and Victoria's Secret at one time, and then they all broke off. But I loved it and I hated it but we had a lot of pressure from the managers to sell.
Oh, yeah.
But I loved I would have people who would come in and say, "I'm going on a cruise," and they had like no budget.
Oh,
the best.
I do love that.
So it's just like, oh, what can I find for you?
Yeah, and that is the fun part. I love when people give me creative control. Like if you looked at my latest post, I had this gal come in. She's going to Mexico not until next year. But she was probably, I don't even know, maybe late 70s. Mm-hmm. I'm not very good with age. Or maybe a little bit older. And I just dressed. She just let me dress her. And I was just like, oh my God, I love this. Because I do get kind of tired of, they think I cater to small people, like zeros and twos.
Right.
No. I go up to 18 to 20. Like, I go way above, like, XXL. I carry Eileen Fisher. So when she came in, she was a little worried. Oh, I got her into a dress. Jean jacket, top, shoes, belt, like all this different stuff, and I was so much fun.
Yeah, I bet. So you really do. That was going to be my next question for you, because I do think there is an idea that Papillon Rouge and Strada just carry stuff for, young 30s, size 4.
Funny, if you come in on the racks, there's lots of 0 to 4 left. The 6, 8, 10, 12 go first.
Right.
Yeah.
Because who is 0 to 4 anymore? You are.
That's stress. Like
those are those are all your sizes.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
It is interesting though. I don't know why we put so much weight on weight.
I just want to dress people for what they
feel
are
good
now.
Yeah, feel good.
I know. I mean, if you're unhealthy,
Amen. I was just gonna say that.
That's not good. Yeah. And I mean, all the health concerns that come with that. And like I said, I don't like to work out, so I don't blame anybody else for not liking to work out. But you do want to be at a healthy weight.
Yeah. If you're, 6 feet and you're a solid 10, 12, and you're healthy
and nice
and you
and
feel
curvy,
good.
I'm like, damn girl, I want that.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. But I agree with you. I think sometimes we worry too much about size, and it's like, and I do the same thing when I go to the rack and I'm like, oh, the size 6 didn't fit, I'm gonna have to pull the size 8, and I'm just like, I get depressed, and it's but it's like, why? If it looks good on you, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, I completely agree, and we deal with that every day. We just, part of, I think, my job is not just to sell people clothes, but I'm kind of like a therapist.
Are you selling confidence?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's funny because I had 2 people come in yesterday, and I felt so bad I was running around, but they just wanted to come in and vent to me about everything. And then we talked, and one of them left. She's like, I feel so much better now. I'm going to have a great day. I'm like, you have a super sparkly face. Yeah.
I love it. So when did you guys decide to open La Strada?
We had been, so Papillon Rouge opened, and then about a year and a half to 2 years later, people kept saying, you need to open a second location, closer to like here. And
because the store was successful.
Yeah. After the first year was obviously scary, but then it just like took off. It's funny, and I won't mention the bank, but when we came here, we didn't know how we were going to afford it. It's like I have $1 million in inventory right now. It's crazy. So
wait, what?
Yeah, in the store there's like $1 million of inventory. Yeah, no, we don't budget. When I said
apparently not.
No, we have a lot.
Do you have an accountant?
Yeah, I know, right? You're like, because I could be that. But so, where was it going?
The bank.
Okay, so yeah, we were like, okay, because we need a small business loan, right? That's what people do.
Yep.
So filled out so much paperwork, then they needed more, then they need more, then they need more. And then this bank comes back to me and tells me, all my projections are wrong. A woman's, who, if you said that now,
you get slapped.
Exactly. Business would never, those projections are all wrong. Mind you, I just came from a boutique, so I kind of was taking what I was doing there, obviously lowering it because she had been in business forever. And those were where I got my numbers from. And so after that failed, then they turned us down. We're like, okay, I guess I never had a credit card. I was like 23, never had one. So I was like, I guess I gotta get a credit card and I need to buy stuff, right? So yeah, after the first year, we actually blew those numbers out of the water that they said we could not do.
You wanted to take it back to the bank, didn't you? You're like,
yeah, I know. I so wanted to do that, but I was like too busy, which was a very good problem to have. But anyway, so then 2 years later, everybody kept saying we need another location, and so Main Street, I don't know how we got that location, but it popped up and we found it, and so we opened on Main Street, Papillon Rouge on Main.
I remember that, yeah.
Outgrew that because we had men's and women's, and it was not small, but it wasn't big enough. And so then Strada came about, and then we thought, actually, it was a little more to it. We wanted to bring all the boutiques together and put it in one store, all our competitors, and work with each other. And so we found Strada's location, not the one now, but the one before it. And we talked to all these different competitors, and they were in. We had, oh my God, I'm not going to remember all the names now.
It's okay.
I think it was like Estilo, the children's store that was right next to it, Bella Bambino, the shoe store that was on Main Street. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, everybody's like, yeah, let's do it.
So all these little boutiques that were already open, you wanted one main boutique, like a one-stop shop.
Yep. Help and feed. Instead of being complete competitors, let's help each other. I don't have that shoe, go over there, they have it, or whatever, and just really sense of community. And that's one of the things that we keep trying to do here is we love the community, we want to support it. So we go to open, we're like in the process of like, it was going to be, well, the Strada, because the streets, we had big lights and we had separations for boutiques. Everybody backed out. And actually went out of business. It wasn't like they were just flaky. They all decided they weren't going to be in business anymore instead of renewing their leases in our lease.
Oh.
So we had, were you in Old La Strada? Do you see how big that was?
Yes.
Enormous.
It was huge, and it was just you guys.
So we just made it work. And then we were there for, gosh, I think 8 years or something like that. A long time. And then Trader Joe's came. And how could you not want to be in Trader Joe's shopping center?
Right.
Yeah. So then we moved.
Because you guys, the old location was over by where Sicily's is now, right?
Yeah. We were like 2 doors down.
And it was huge. Huge store.
Yeah, talk about your feet hurting at the end of the day. You're like running. You know, yeah. But it was good. I mean, I feel like every location we've been in, it's not been, we haven't moved because it was a flop. We've moved because there was better opportunity.
And then I remember the cupcakes.
Oh, yeah.
Those were good. Yeah. Good cupcakes at the door.
Well, they're still across from Papillon. Cupcake Company is right across from
Yes.
That was the place.
So you move, you hear, I mean, how do you, I guess, figure out this new location, Trader Joe's and all of that?
Oh my gosh. Anybody listening to this, if you know Eric and his persistence, oh my gosh. So they didn't want a small place in there. They don't want mom and pop operation in that. You know, if you ever look at
they want places that are going to stick around, that have national,
yeah, that have backing, lots and lots of backing. And so Eric was so persistent. We were going in there, whether they liked it or not, and he did. We had to sign a ridiculous length lease, but yeah, he just kept going at him, and they let us in.
Did you guys sign the lease because you knew? I mean, it's been successful this long, so
yeah, we weren't going anywhere. We had no plans, and even though we didn't work out, obviously our businesses are super important to us. So we weren't gonna.
Yeah. When did you guys divorce?
Oh my God, like 3 or 4 years ago.
Really?
I think it's been.
Okay. And it sounds like you're still in business.
Maybe 3. Sorry.
It's okay. It sounds like you guys, you're still in business together. Like you own these businesses together.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it's amicable?
Yeah, I mean, just like any, like we're not husband and wife, but we're work husband and wife. You know, you have your issues and you deal with them and you have moments, but we don't hold grudges or anything like that. Like we'll have our little tiffs, and then it's just like, because we have to talk like 3,000 times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a size extra small in that? Do you have a large in that?
Nice.
Did you do this? Did you do that? So, yeah.
And at some point, having these businesses is more important than you two not getting along.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
It's for me, and that could have been my problem in most of my relationships, is I'm very much a businesswoman. So my mind's always there. I always think work, talk work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm work. So, yeah, and if I didn't have those, then I can't be part of So Humane. I can't help CASA. I can't do the things. And same with him. He couldn't probably help Maslow as much. He couldn't. We both have our things that we're really passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
And if we didn't have the boutiques and that platform, we can't do anything. So we could either be selfish and be like, I don't want this anymore. I don't want part. I don't want to deal with you, whatever, and cut it down, break the leases, which I can't do either. I'm not that kind of person. Like, I will just write out any lease. Or stick it out, make it work, get along, and continue what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. What happened? Were you just done?
We were always super, we could make a lot of money together. We are good at...
Sounds like you guys are an excellent team.
Yeah, we used to flip houses like in Arizona. He has a good eye for finding a property, and then of course I'm like the schlepper, like I'll clean up after, because he can remodel anything. He's really good at remodeling and construction stuff, and so I would be the one, organizing everything, paperwork, this, that, the other, and cleaning up after him and all that. So I'm pretty good at interior design too, so designing and helping that stuff. So yeah, we just think, at least for me, I feel bad. I think for me it was business most of the time, and for a long time, and I don't blame him. He's the one who ended up leaving, and I don't blame him. Honestly, if I had the courage, I probably would have done it sooner, but I didn't, and I don't.
Do you think you guys are better now than you were married?
Yeah, we were actually, it's funny, my dad always had to tell us to knock it off, because we would wrestle. We were kind of like, I don't want to say brother and sister because that's super gross, but we were
buddies.
Like, we were like buddies like that, and like we had a good time everywhere we went. We were always goofy, But I think that's what it was. It was like, for me, it was just my mind was there, and I loved him, but I don't think I was actually always in love with him. And I think he's not dumb. He sensed it, and you think back when you just go over your life, and there was plenty of conversations we had about it, and it just let's talk about it, but then let's just put it away.
Right.
Let's not deal with that anymore. I don't want to deal with actual feelings and stuff.
Right.
So yeah, I think we're definitely, everybody who sees both of us are like, you just look way happier.
That's amazing. And I think, I've talked about divorce a lot on this podcast. My husband and I get into buddy mode. Sometimes we call it buddy mode.
That, yeah.
You do, because then you end up wrestling, and then, and you're having a good time, and then you're just like, what? This is so stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
where's
gross.
the romance?
Right.
Get
out of buddy mode.
Yeah. And you get so comfortable with each other. And you stop trying as hard. The guy's not as romantic, doesn't try to court you, doesn't start, open the door anymore for you. You just get so complacent.
Yeah.
And it's funny, when we were married, we had these friends, and she did this thing. Like I said, this is getting into a lot on here. But
we're getting into a lot.
Yeah, I can't help it. As you can tell, I'm an open book.
Yes.
Everybody knows
I love
that.
it.
I'll just tell you anything.
I love it.
But you have to have sex with your husband for 7 full days. Or maybe it's 14. I think it was more like 14, because 7's not that bad. But like 14 days straight. It doesn't matter if you're tired, angry, happy, sad. Like, you have to have that intimacy for 14 full days. And so she did it, and she said it brought them so much closer together, and because you do get to that point where you're buddies. You go to sleep and you're like, yeah, good night.
Yeah, I'm tired.
I'm tired later, and you don't try so hard, and then before you know it, 15 years passes, and you're not that attracted to that person anymore, because you've let it go for so long that
you both have.
Yeah. And so it's interesting. Divorce has opened my eyes like fully to new relationships. Like, okay, don't do that anymore, and you may be pissed off, but
so wait, your friend, did she hear this from like a therapist?
I don't remember.
Or did she just make this up?
I don't think they went to therapy. Yeah, maybe she made it up. Maybe she just really
Googled
wanted to have sex. No, I think it was maybe something on TV, like a talk show or something, but not like a Dr. Phil.
Have sex for 14 days straight.
Yes. So even if you're in an argument, Makeup.
And then make out.
Yeah, I love it. Totally.
Improve your sex life.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Intimacy is so important.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up. I'm
You're
curious
welcome,
now.
everyone.
Maybe the next interview. Maybe I should have a sex therapist on here.
Yes, you should do that.
Okay.
That'd be awesome. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll write that down.
Totally different direction.
Totally. Thanks, Amy.
I always take it there.
Awesome. So do I. It's just my address is gutter.
That's
where it is, and I'm okay with it. It's more fun.
Yeah, I once heard. Get your mind out of the gutter so mine can float by or something like that. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Awesome. So you now have two boutiques. Do you manage both, or you are one more than the other?
Well, my home is Papillon, so I'm
your
always
baby.
there. That's my baby. I will go to Strada in the morning before work, and I'll go like put things on the floor, take things off the floor, leave notes. They love my notes.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they do.
I'm sorry, guys. So I'll kind of do my thing. Yeah, Eric's super happy when I've been there in the morning. He's like, yeah, he knows how I mouth that instead of saying it.
Yes, that was dripping with sarcasm.
Yeah, so I'll do that, and then like last night I went after work to drop stuff off, pick stuff up, because we do alterations, so I have to do that.
Oh, nice, really?
Yes. Well, Tina doesn't work for us; she just rents a space, but she's been with us forever, and she's amazing.
Know that.
Oh yeah, she's in the back of La Strada, and people have said this hasn't been done, and I'm like, no. It was done. It just looks like new. Yeah, she's so
crazy.
Good.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I was at Friends of the Animal Shelter fundraiser last Friday, and there was an auction item from Papillon Rouge, a party. The gal who bought it, I think I convinced her to take me with her.
You should totally come.
She said she goes, I'm serious. You can come along because there's going to be bubbles. And you had me at Bubbles, like champagne or something.
By the way, if you come in my store, there's always Bubbles.
Oh, I'm liking you more.
And beer for the men.
I'm liking you more and more and more.
Yeah.
But I think I convenced her to invite me, and she said they have my information, so you better contact me because you're coming with us.
Oh my god!
I know, so pretty exciting.
Yeah, you'll have fun.
Where did this love for animals come from?
You know, I know as when I was growing up, I brought them home all the time.
Really?
Yeah, one of my cats, okay, I don't know how much time we have, but I'll make it really quick.
No, you're fine. We have all the time in the world.
Okay, so my boyfriend that moved out to California, he gave me a kitten. You know? People are stupid. They know I'm just going to take it.
Yeah.
No, they're smart. I'm stupid. And so I was like, oh, a kitten. I snuck it into my house, put it in my room. I'm like, what am I going to do? We already had dogs and cats and rabbits and everything and fish. And so my mom's a sucker too. She can't say no. Mm-hmm. So of course, whatever. Okay, I keep the cat. So I moved to California. I can't take the cat with me because, which broke my heart. So it stayed with my parents. Well, it's the cat I have now. Of course, Calico.
Okay.
And if anybody knows a Calico, they have super strong personalities, and they can be extremely mean, like attack you and stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, this cat would chase my mom around, and I mean like nails out to the point where my mom would like run in the bathroom and shut the door.
Oh my gosh.
Now my dad, he would snuggle up on his chest and loved my dad.
What is that?
Hated my mom, and my mom is the sweetest person you'll ever meet. So there have been times like she had tea or water, whatever, and had to throw it at the cat because it was coming full force at her. So yeah, my poor mother had to deal with and my brother too. He'd bring animals home. My sister was the only one I don't think she brought many home, but she is an animal lover. But yeah, so I don't know when it started. I can't even hear about a bad animal story.
I know.
Because I will immediately start to cry.
Yeah. I told Karen Evans, the executive director at So Humane.
Love her.
I said it would be so amazing to work for So Humane at some point, but I don't think I could do it.
No, I was on the board. Eric and I were on the board for 6 months. And one of the meetings was at So Humane, and so I'm sitting there with a puppy on my lap, the only person that would take a puppy from the kennel and the whole meeting, petting the puppy, loving, kissing it. And Eric was even down to it. He's like, oh my God, are we taking this home? We're like, we already have 3 at home and a cat. I'm like, can we? And then we just couldn't. No, we had 4. Yeah. We had 4 at that time. So yeah, we just couldn't, and we didn't. So that's when I was like, I can't do the board. I will raise money for you.
There you go.
I will do whatever you need to do, but if I have to step foot in there, I'm taking home an animal.
I think Eric and I are Facebook friends because he has a couple of dogs, right?
Yeah, Edison and Mary's sister, or Catherine.
They're Frenchies.
Yeah, but they're rescues.
They're adorable. What?
Edison has nothing upstairs. He's just the cutest little dog, but he is
Cute and dumb.
Yeah.
What do you have at home?
Taz, which anybody who's been at the store, he comes with me. He was a rescue. I found him outside Papillon in the field out there. And then Charlie was a rescue from So Humane. He's like a little Wheaten Terrier.
What's Taz?
Taz.
What's Taz?
I don't know. I have no idea. He
A
looks
mutt?
like a German Shepherd, but like 20 pounds.
Oh,
So
okay.
exactly like so it's really weird. I don't know what made it there. And then Ella, who's my biggest one, who is also a rescue, who has severe issues. Yeah, she's a special needs dog for sure. But that's what I seem to get.
Well, she's lucky then that she has you. There's something about there's just something about dogs and cats. I have 2 dogs and a cat
Oh, we
at
have
home.
a cat too.
There's something about these animals. They look into your soul.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. They
It
just
kills
look at me and I'm just like, whatever you want, you have.
Yeah.
You want my arm? Take it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Are you hungry? Here's my pinky.
yeah, right. Yeah, chew it all. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, and I don't understand people who aren't like that. I mean, maybe not to my extent. Granted, I know that's overkill, but people who don't like animals or abuse them, which I'll say what I want to do to them, but I don't understand it. I don't know what's missing in their brain, because these animals, they have no voice. They just want to, you will yell at them and they come right back to you. They're not like a human. They don't hold grudges, and it's like all they want is love from you. They don't even, I mean, food, you can sometimes, like, people starve their animals and they still love them, which is awful. But it's like,
I know.
that's all they want. How do you not love something like that?
Right.
So.
Well, I love the idea of the necklace. I'm seriously, I think
Silver too, silver.
I need one.
Yeah.
I think I need one.
And I never take it off. I layer everything with it, and so I've gone to like Barcelona and London, and I was just in LA, and I'll swim with it. I never take it off.
I
like
love
even if I go get a massage or something, I'm like, don't let me forget this, because we're like, we need to take your necklace off.
And then you said all proceeds from that necklace go to So Humane.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love that.
And it's like, we're gonna do a big press release and everything, because it is kind of a big deal. Like, partnering with the local designer, her signature is on it. Like, nobody else can have this design, and the fact that all the profits go to them. So we're trying to put it together and trying to figure out, kind of get some news crews and news crews. Yeah, that's right. Okay, involved, and do maybe like a meet the artist at the store.
Yeah,
or something.
Call me first.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Don't call the other station. Call me second. Call me first.
Maybe I'll just call you.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna wrap up a little bit, but congratulations! You chased those 15-year-old dreams.
Oh my God, isn't that crazy?
It is
Thank
crazy.
you. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And just so everybody knows, Papillon Rouge is on
North Phoenix Road.
North Phoenix. When do you open?
10 to 6, Monday through Saturday.
Okay, and then La Strada.
Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6.
Okay,
and they're in the Trader Joe's shopping center.
Yeah, everybody knows where Trader Joe's is.
Yes.
So
go
visit.
That's why I use it.
Go visit. Okay, let's get to the final 3. Best advice you've ever been given.
Just be kind.
Some good advice. It doesn't take a lot of work to be kind.
No, I wish more people would try really hard.
Did you get a lot of unkindness when you were opening your store? I mean, just from...
I did, unfortunately. But there was that, other half that were so kind and supportive that pushed me through.
Okay. Be kind. I like that. If you ever left this place, Southern Oregon, what would bring you back here? What would you miss the most?
Well, my family. My mom, my dad, I could never, as long as they're here, I will never leave. Yeah. But it is beautiful. You have the best weather. You don't have any there's no hurricanes, tornadoes, flooding. I mean, we really do have it. It's an amazing place to live.
I agree with you 100%. And then if you were ever given a final meal and a final drink, what would that look like?
So I didn't have to worry about my health issues. I could have anything. I wanted. I want a Red Bull and vodka. I have never had one because I would die if my body took that in together, but that just sounds amazing.
Do you drink Red Bull?
No, I can't really. Like, even coffee, I have bad tummy issues, like really bad. And so once in a while I can do it, which I want it all the time. But yeah,
Red Bull and vodka. So my drink when I was working at that hole in the wall, after work, I loved Red Bull and Malibu. Have you?
Really?
Probably never had that.
No, the white bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like coconut rum.
It's disgusting. I couldn't drink it now, but at the time, I thought it was the best thing ever.
Oh, that's like sugar high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I loved it. It's like, let's go.
Yeah.
Ready to party. Let's do this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and then food.
Meal. That would be a hard one. I'm a foodie. I will eat whatever's in front of me.
Same.
Really. Yeah. If you I used to eat dog biscuits as a kid. See, maybe I was a dog in a previous life. Maybe
you were.
So much. Gosh, I have to say, I mean, it would either be my dad's food or sushi.
I was gonna say something from your dad.
Yeah, I mean,
what's your favorite thing that he makes?
Oh my gosh, eggplant rollatini. He pounds it out so thin. Because when you go to places and they cook eggplant, if they don't do that, it could be rubbery or have like this mealy consistency. He would pound it out so thin, bread it, roll it. Oh my god.
Is it filled with like cheese?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Is anything good and like not filled with cheese?
Sure.
Yeah, and then he would put prosciutto in there too.
Oh.
So yeah, that was not rollatini. It was eggplant something else. Anyway, yeah, it's amazing.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, and over broccoli if you want to be healthy instead of pasta. I know.
Did he make homemade pasta?
When he had time,
It's a process.
Yeah, it's such a process. Years and years and years ago. I mean, he didn't do it obviously now because he was just too busy.
Mm-hmm.
And when they retired, they were in their 70s, late 70s.
That's I know.
Ridiculous.
I couldn't believe that he was still working in this restaurant, cooking away.
And my mom, running back and forth, hostessing, getting the phone, to-go orders, everything. I mean, they are my inspiration. They have been my entire life. I wish I could have made my marriage last as long as theirs, but they're just such amazing people.
How long have they been married?
I think it's gonna be 50 years.
Amazing.
Yeah, they're big ones coming up.
And they're enjoying retirement? Are they bored?
They've had death. Their dog had to be put down the week after. Oh my God, their best friend in New York passed away. You name it, like 3 weeks after they retired, everything went downhill. My dad couldn't get out of bed for 2 days because his knees went out. I mean, it was just like, oh my God, these poor people. Yeah. And everybody's like, how are you enjoying your retirement? And I was just like,
retirement's stupid.
Yeah. But now they're in Montana with my uncle, all having a great time.
Good.
So now they're starting to get back on track. So
good.
Yeah, my dad needs a hobby.
Yeah. Dad needs a hobby. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This
was super fun.
An absolute blast. And it wasn't that bad.
No.
Spilling your guts isn't that bad. Although I feel like you probably spill your guts every day to randos.
And sorry if it's been too much.
You're never too much. Never too much.
Yeah, Eric might hate me, but...
No, not at all. If you're listening to this podcast on iTunes and you like it, please subscribe, rate, and review. Helps other people find us. We're also on Google Play and Stitcher. Check out the video portion at ktvl.com. Just click on features and then off script one more time. Amy D Costanzo, thank you so much for being here.